Today I'm showing you my kid snack system, and my hope is to encourage you to just end the food drama about your child's snacks. Food can be really overwhelming, and we are up against so many decisions as the mom. It just kind of feels like it never ends. And then you add on snacks, and oh my goodness, right? So, snacks are important. Kids need to eat between meals, right? Their little stomachs kind of seem to always be hungry, but how do you make sure that you're not spoiling their dinner, or that they're not spoiling their dinner, right? How do you shop smart so that it's not breaking the bank to be buying all these snacks? What should you allow? What shouldn't you allow? There can be a lot of questions around snacks. So let's quickly address these concerns. I have 3 aspects to my kid snack system. First, I have defined kitchen hours. Second, I live by the rule that parents provide, child decides. Third is picking food that my kids can get on their own and eat as much as they want of. So let's dive into these, but real quick, like and subscribe if you're finding this helpful. It really helps my channel reach more people. So defined kitchen hours. This suggestion came from a behavioral specialist that I met with. As the mom, we decide when the kitchen is closed and when the kitchen is open. For me, the kitchen is open for snacks an hour after we eat a meal up until an hour before we eat a meal. That way, if dinner's 30 minutes out, it can be a really easy no because the kitchen is closed, right? I already know that. This really avoids my kids spoiling their dinner, eating too close to a meal, or filling up in the snack right after. Parents provide, child decides. I think this is a slogan that's actually from the US Department of Health, but basically it's just the concept that adults decide the food that's served and the kid decides what goes in their bodies. So this is mostly relevant at meal times, but of course it is applied to snacks as well, in the sense that I have predetermined snack options, and then my kids decide what they want and how much they want of those options. So as far as picking those options, my priorities right now are things that they can get on their own and are healthy enough that I don't need to monitor them. So if ever I have berries in the house or pineapple, there are certain things that I know my kids will devour in one sitting if I let them. So I buy those things for meals and they're not offered as snack options. Because I'm gonna divide them up, But as snack time options, I don't really worry about how much of whatever they're eating because it's all pretty healthy. So that's the gist of what I do. Seems simple enough. So why all the drama, right? As I've talked about before, we probably have a manual about what snacks should look like in our house. A manual is just how we think that we or someone else should behave in order for us to feel good. So most likely you have a lot of expectations for yourself, and that's what's causing the drama. You probably have this picture in your head about what snack options should look like in your house and how they should be organized in your house and how your child should access them, right? We have subconsciously mapped this all out for ourselves of how it should be done. And when we fall short of that, we feel terrible. So as we acknowledge those things, we can decide on purpose and make some decisions of how we want to do snacks from now on without all of that drama. So I want to show you how I have busted 5 of my shoulds so that I could just do what was best for me and kind of stop all the drama around it. I should make snacks from scratch. Now, I love this idea, and there have totally been times in my life when I've done this, but right now during this season, that is so not what I'm choosing to take on. And it's okay, I'm bummed about it, but I can quickly move forward with this decision to just buy snacks, knowing that right now I'm doing other things with my time and my mental energy. I shouldn't spend so much money on snacks. Now, this is coming from a good place, and it totally makes sense why I would be thinking this. I definitely used to get really worked up over making sure that I was always getting the very best deal possible, which meant shopping at multiple stores and maybe, kicking myself when I missed a deal and all kinds of stress. And now I certainly still do my best to make our money stretch and, make smart choices, but I don't get as emotionally involved in this process. I just consider my efforts as enough, and I recognize you win some, you lose some. I've done the math once on certain things, and so I know kind of where to buy things and what makes sense for us to buy in bulk, thank you Costco, and which ones just kind of end up on my normal grocery list, right? I should reduce our waste and save our planet. So many wrappers, so many Ziploc bags, and even so much food wasted. It honestly is a really big deal to me, and I do enjoy trying to save the planet wherever I can, and I certainly want to teach my kids to not waste things. But similar to my story about cooking from scratch, I am just not in that place right now. And I have not made it a top priority like I have in the past. And so as I've sent my kids to school now and send them with lunches, I just haven't taken that on to figure out what that needs to look like. So resisting judging myself, I can honestly say that right now I'm pretty okay about prepackaged snacks. I should give my kids more options or variety. Now, I don't struggle as much as this one as other ones, but it still is a thought here and there that I feel bad when my kids say that they're bored of all the options, or, you know, that they're, I don't know, they want this other certain thing, but it's not enough for me to change anything. So I have some main pillars, and then I rotate variety within them. So the regulars for us are fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, nuts, dried fruits, crackers, peanut butter, lunch meat, cheese, popcorn. I'd say that's probably the main ones. Now within the fresh fruit, I will rotate apples, bananas, oranges, mangoes, applesauce, right? I'll have one type of kind of bulk cracker in my jar that my kids can pair with peanut butter or with meat and cheese. I'll pretty much always have tortilla chips that they can dip in salsa or guacamole, or melt cheese for nachos. Dried fruit is always a staple. Nuts are always a staple. The bags of Skinny Pop or just plain kernels for us to make homemade popcorn is a great option. I should be feeding my kids healthier snacks. This is important to me. I don't like feeding my kids junk, and a lot of the snack options these days are junk. But I also don't want to feel like a crazy person that it's never healthy enough. Let's just be at peace with wherever our bandwidth is at, whatever our kids' preferences are within reason, and whatever's affordable and manageable for us to do right now. If guilt is driving you to make changes to get healthier options, that's awesome. Like, that should be the purpose of the guilt, right? But if you're not going to be changing anything and you just feel like the worst mom ever still, that is not helpful. As you go through your own shoulds, remember that what can bring peace about your decision is liking your reasons. Look at the relevant facts and decide what you want to do moving forward. So I know that I'm prioritizing convenience over saving the planet because I just need less stressful mornings, and I have no desire right now to like change our whole thing, right? I like that reason, so I'm pretty at peace with the prepackaged food going out in the lunches, you know? So our mind can be swirling with a lot of shoulds, a lot of self-judgment and criticism and comparisons, and maybe even like wishing that things were a little bit different, right? But for simplicity's sake, let's just try to take a more no-nonsense approach to the whole snack thing and just look at the relevant facts and just make some decisions. Remember your why behind the decision and make peace with it. Now, good luck with your snack situation in your house. I know you can totally tackle it. You're doing amazing, and I will see you soon.